All right, there we go. Now we're live. That took a hot minute. Welcome, everybody. This is our last Calgary real estate
Real
show
estate show.
before the Calgary Stampede. Took a
Yes.
little while to
Wow.
get that out, but we
Yes.
got some fun stuff for you today. Jaden is back in the home office, the rustic home office. He has horses. He's like a crossfield cowboy.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. In the tackiest sense of the word possible, I would say probably. But yes. Yeah.
Just walks around in his shops all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Or just you know what? Just give me 1 second. I'll pull it up here in a second. But I'm gonna. Can I pull up a picture of your horse?
Yeah.
Your new
He's
horse?
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
I'll
yeah,
have to
very much
find it.
yeah, very much Paolo's horse, but yeah, he's awesome.
All
Oh,
right,
that's
we'll pull that up at the end. I'll find it and throw it on here. All right, so here's the update. We're almost at the end of the month. So next week, we'll have the full stat package for the end of the month. But you can see that saw a pretty significant decrease in new listings this week, down to 694 from
mhm.
758, which was the high for the last 5 weeks. But that was last week. Solds are down to 657. So that's a significant dump down from the last couple of weeks. Really back towards where we were 4 weeks ago, but still a sale to new listing ratio of 95%, right? So it's all relative. One of our providers that gives us data was saying that we're still, in a 90% seller's market, so 90% absorption rate, which means very much a seller's market still, but we're just seeing little creeps, right? Pending's 537 days on market, 20. That's really kind of where it's been all month. And then our active and pending, just another creep up to 3,774. Natalie, take us back a year.
All right. So a year ago, sales were at 701. This year, it's 629. So it's down 10%. New listings were at 880 last year. We're at 903 this year. So we're up 2%. Actives last year was 3580. This year, 3769. So it's up 5%. Pendings 934 last year, 754 this year, so it's down 19%. And days on market last year was 22, this year is 20, so it's down 9%. Not a huge difference. It's 2 days.
It's just such an interesting market right now. Like stuff is still selling really, really quickly. There's still multiple offers going on, but somehow the numbers don't really tell that story. But you have to take the numbers, like I said in the first slide, with a grain of salt, right? Like we're still in a 90% absorption rate, which is very much a seller's market. So Jaden, over to you. You told me you updated rates. So what? Oh, look at that, 464.
Well, and
Nice.
we actually had that last week, right? So the
Yeah, we
update
did.
to the rate was that there was no update. So that's that, and again, we'll go back to that 464 phenomenal rate. People and what I'm finding that it's really helpful for right now is because I honestly think the 5 years a little bit too long. I prefer that 489 at the 3 year.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get more value out of that. But where that 464 is very helpful is if you are bumping up against your limit. And so let's say you're pre-approved for, we've done a pre-approval based on 499, which is what the 3 year fix was a couple of weeks ago. You're pre-approved for $350,000, but the perfect place is 365. Well, that 464 might get you there, right? And
Yeah.
so if the goal is to get into the house, because really what we're doing when we're qualifying, it's take the whatever the interest rate is plus 2%, or if it gets low enough, which everybody would love, then it ends up being 5.25%, right? So if you are up against it and your bank is offering you, somewhere in the mid five, like the 5.25 or something like that, you need to be talking to other people who have access to other rates to make sure that you can up your qualification as much as possible, right? So
Yeah.
Right.
I honestly I don't think it's the best deal for that whole 5 years, but if it gets you into the house now instead of maybe having to wait down the line or going down a segment to something that you don't really love, it's probably worth the investment. Like this, like you say, like you're marrying the house, dating the rate. I think you can date this one for 5 years if you get into the house you want because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And if you're with the right lender, even if you want to get out of that to a lower interest rate, Jaden, you're going to be in a better position than with a big three bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so, but there are caveats to that too. The penalty on the outside could still be hard. And so this particular lender is local to Alberta. And so if you think in that 5 year period, you're going to be maybe get transferred to Ontario or something like that, you have to be wary, because you can't port that mortgage, right? You're not taking it with you outside of
Yeah.
Alberta. So there's all things to consider. You should be having all of these conversations with your broker, your bank, when you're making these decisions. But it's been a really powerful tool for clients who are just up against it lately, to get them into that segment that they want to be in.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Fantastic.
That is good info as always. So there's some Canada Day events coming up. It's Canada Day on Monday. Also our
Wow.
5th anniversary. So happy anniversary to my amazing wife, Natalie. I'm just saying it here.
Aw,
I will be
right back
doing
at you.
a nice romantic post on Monday for Canada. No, I meant for my wife. But anyway,
Me with the Canadian flag on.
yeah, exactly. Well, you had one on your wedding dress, so we'll prove that was not the case, actually. But Calgary Stampeders, they're back. They were off last week, so they're playing Winnipeg, my former favorite team. But yeah, they're playing Winnipeg Saturday night. It is family day, so they have a ton of stuff going on. Just go to calgarystampeders.com, get all the details there. And they have some new ticket options too that are like, I believe, $20 or $25. Some new areas that they've set up. So they've really tried to make it more affordable for people. So this is free now. Canada Day at St. Patrick's Island Park, 11 to 5 on Canada Day. 3 stages, live music, Calgary Fire Department water vessel display, which will be super cool, face painting, playgrounds, and food trucks. And that is right in, Eau Claire area. If you're new to Calgary. And then Heritage Park is celebrating their 60th birthday on Canada Day. It's $23 plus fees and taxes to get in. But you're going to have complimentary treats like birthday cake. There's also going to be a parade and other lively performances. That's at Heritage Park, 10 to 5 on Canada Day. And here's a primer. Stampede coming up next week. And I heard somebody say last night, like, it's so expensive, we don't go down to the grounds. It can be expensive depending on what you do down there, but it can be as inexpensive as you want it to be as well. So they have value days, and there are a ton of them. I will just tell you, you will not be the only one walking through the gates on the free days in particular. As a person who's been at Stampede a lot over the last 9 or 10 years, it's very packed on those days. So plan your days out well, but there's always sneak a peek. That's 50% off gate admission. And the next one's here, totally free to get in. So Friday, July 6th, go right from the parade to the park. It's free admission from 11 to 1:30. So you can easily get from the parade to the park. July 7th, Family Day, admission is free until 11 a.m. Tuesday, July 9th, Community Day, free admission for everyone from 10 to 2. And then Wednesday, July 10th, Kids Day. That is traditionally like the zaniest. That and Family Day on Sunday. Yeah, it's bonkers. So there's a variety show from 8 to 10. There's a free breakfast. And so kids under 12 are free all day. And then if you're over 12, it's free until 10 a.m. So lots of great opportunities there. We're going to be posting more on all our social media feeds as we come closer to Stampede. So, make sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok even too. So over to you, Natalie, for, oh my gosh, this just hurts my eyes. Paint colors, ideas for serene sleep. That,
For serene, that's not that room.
but just that whole environment just gives me,
Yeah, it stresses me out a lot.
Let's just move on.
Yes, so we're talking about obviously colors to make it more serene for sleep. One is a butter yellow, which is very soothing, very calming, all that kind of stuff. Very farmhousey, this one. A soft green, which we just sort of did in our bedroom. Ours is a little more sagey. I love it. It's a beautiful color. Moving on. Neutrals, obviously, it's going to make it very calm, very Scandi with this style. So it's just very relaxing. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to find the worst picture at the same time. I'm multitasking not very well.
The blue tones. This one was really pretty too, because they did it with varying shades of blue, and then they did that beautiful wallpaper in the background. So it really pops with that walnut. And then a darker hue, which just You guys know I love a moody, and this is very moody. This would make you want to sleep. These are all colors you should have painted before Stampede starts so you can actually sleep at the end of the day because it'll be so hopped up from stampeding. So that's all I got.
Cool. That is great. So just in honor of Paula, we're going to, let me see if I can share this window. Oh, why is it not coming up? Hold on. I got to open it another way.
So as an aside, I also found it very interesting that Calgary is rated number 5 of the most livable cities in the world. After several European cities, we beat out Vancouver. Last year we were 7th. This year we're 5th. Vancouver's in 7th. So we're the number 1 livable city in North America.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because people overlook Calgary in that way. Like we have, family friends who come from Europe that kind of come here and go see family in Vancouver. They just stop over to see and then go to see family in Vancouver as quick as possible because they don't get. Calgary is a phenomenal city in its own right? Yeah,
it sure is. Yeah, and interestingly, so there's another article that came out from Zoocasa where they're talking about. So the lowest, where to find Canada's most affordable property taxes. I don't know that necessarily drives move decisions, but ironically, on a tax assessed on a home of $750,000. So Vancouver was the least expensive, believe it or not. I mean, their prices are pretty high. I don't know if you'd find a home for $750,000, like a detached home, whereas you would in Calgary. Then Abbotsford, then Victoria, then Montreal, and Calgary was in 5th. Just ahead of Toronto. So Winnipeg, of all things, for that
really expensive.
Really expensive. I know, and I've known this for a long time, being from that area. $6,825 on a $750,000 home. Calgary is basically $2,000 less. So Winnipeg, super expensive. Lethbridge, I don't know. I trust these guys. They're our partners. $8,000 for that $750,000 house in Lethbridge, of all things.
Yeah, but you look at the fact of population versus services needed in a city. You know what I mean? Like Lethbridge is considerably smaller. So, there she is.
Here's Bo,
so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a lovely paint pony right there.
That's our new boy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Bo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there's Bo and saying hi to his friends because you have 3 horses.
Yeah, Lido and Dee, and so the tan one there was born on the farm in that corner right there, 28 years ago. So,
wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
There he is. There's Bo. Very cool.
Yeah,
fantastic. Well, that is it. With a little bit, we had to have a little bit of horse action because Stampede is coming up.
Stampede's coming,
and you're the closest thing I personally know to a cowboy, Jaden. So,
tacky cowboy.
Tacky cowboy.
We expect you to dress that way next Thursday.
Well, and next Thursday I'm on a plane to Vancouver away from the Stampede, so I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, well, we'll forgive you for that. If you said you cheered for the Oilers the other night, then we'd have another issue. But I know you didn't.
We were both very happy with that result.
Yeah.
Yes, we were. Yeah. All right, everyone. We will talk to you in a week when we have monthly wrap up for June. Stampede will almost be in full swing. And we'll talk to you then. See you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.